And welcome back to the sixth, count 'em, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth episode, Dave, of Man Sharpens Man. Welcome back, world. That's who I'm really talking to, is the world. But
Hello,
you too.
universe.
And me as well. But I like to try to talk to them too, Dave. Like I talk to you and sometimes say them. It's mostly for you, though. And all this is love for you.
We're always talking about they.
They. But we want to keep they informed. We're here because most of these people would be ignorant without us, Dave. We're their only source of news, most likely.
Because they do a lot of things.
In today's environment, it is so hard to come across reliable, honest dudes like us. And when I'm sure many people stumbled across this show and went, you know what? Finally, an opinion I can trust. That's what it is, Dave.
Did you hear what they put on TV last night?
No, but I know that I was bad. I told Dave yesterday, I said, Dave, your homework before we do Man Sharpens Man tomorrow. I'm going to do it too. We got homework. The shitty part, we're going to both watch the most boringest thing. I wrote it down. What was it called? I keep forgetting. Commander-in-Chief Forum. And I told you, Dave, I said, watch it as homework, and I'll do it too. And then just like real homework, I didn't do it. But Dave did. And that's some weird shit. Commander-in-Chief Forum. What was that?
I did it on YouTube. It was terrible because it was a MSNBC show, but it was streamed on YouTube. So there was like the normal commercials, and there was like the random YouTube commercials. And you know, like it was like you watch 5 seconds and you can skip the ad, and it'd be like right in the middle of people talking, and it'd be like GMC commercial.
That's kind of ironic, though, because those politicians are just the face of most of those companies that are probably advertising anyhow. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
It was NASCAR for politics.
So I mean, it looks like you're jumping from Donald Trump to beer and whatever toilet paper they're selling, but it's just Procter and Gamble and whatever the Monsanto.
It was all fucking GMC trucks. It was all it was the same commercial every time the YouTube would pop up, and it would be like. It was the same commercial. I could recall
I like GMC trucks enough that if they got a hold of us, Dave, I would endorse them on Man Sharpens Man. So if there's a bunch of GM execs listening to this and pondering whether or not they're on the fence, they're like, maybe we should go with them as a new outlet, a new advertising outlet, Dave. If they're on the fence on it, hook us up, dudes. Holler at us.
Tesla?
Test me, Tesla. I'll vouch for your product. Let me drive it around for a couple of days, make sure it's tight, and then I'll talk good about it if it's good. And if it's bad, I'll sign it. I won't talk bad about your shit thing, and I won't even tell people that you tried to get hold of me. Is that how they do it, I bet?
I don't know.
I just heard that Chris Brown, look, the reason that's even in my brain, that little they call it a non-disclaimer order, an NDO or something. They have like a letters for it, and stars know what it is. You should look that up for me. Because Chris Brown, he just had some bitch file one against him. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if she's white or black. I didn't read a lot of the story. It doesn't. That doesn't matter. I'm just pointing out how little I do know about it. But I heard that she tried to get her to sign some kind of non-disclosure thing, and then he got violent with her, and he ended up getting arrested again. There was a showdown at his house, a standoff. He probably just had his giant dick hanging out. They were scared to come in. Put your dick away, Chris Brown. We're not walking in while you're just hanging 12 like that. Are you looking it up? What did he get put against him? Who speaks out against him? A beauty queen? Sugar queen? That's Oprah's new show, Sugar Queen or something. Queen of Sugar. I always look at Oprah's new shows. She's got so much money, she could make such a good show, and she always makes the same old, we used to be slaves kind of show. Like, god damn, Oprah, not all of us. Entertain all of us like you used to do.
Yeah. Give everyone a car again.
I used to want to marry Oprah. Like, that's a little known fact about me, Dave. Many people don't know. The first 2 people that I had love for, one of them was Oprah Winfrey. I wanted to marry her.
Don't we all love Oprah?
I loved her back when she was less lovable, when she just had like her shitty talk show and she was fighting her weight battle. I don't think she was quite as rich. I still knew that she'd be a meal ticket.
Before she had the Church of Oprah.
Yeah, before she blew up. But now she blew up financially and shrunk physically. And I also used to love, you know who I used to love when I was young?
George Clooney?
No, Scully from the X-Files.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I love Scully from the X-Files. I'm married now, sorry. So if you're bumping a Scully in your car right now, don't holler at me. Unless you want to be on Man Sharpens Man. Which brings me into a point that I've been wanting to make. See how things just come around, Dave?
Yeah.
That's how it is. Things just come around. We don't have a format, world. I know it seems like we have a rigid format because things usually happen at a set time, but this is just happening for us. It's magical time right now. But here's what I want to talk about. We need some guests. Even though it's magical, me and you talk good, we have a great time. Wouldn't it be nice if we had, like, interesting people to interview?
Yeah, so Jillian Anderson, hook us up.
Yeah, or anyone else that's interesting. Like, even if you think you're boring, you probably, like, had an interesting job. Maybe you were in the military, and, like, we'll call you a fake name, and you can tell us, like, lies mixed in with truth as long as you make it seem interesting. It would be really nice. Whatever, just like, no, we're going to bring you truth, America. But if you want to be on our show, man, get a hold of us. mansharpensman77@gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
That's the email. We also have mansharpensman.com. Check it out. It's a big pool of water. It says website under construction, but it's being constructed upon. And we have trapped a basement full of monkeys.
And
we
they all
have-
have typewriters.
They all have typewriters, and they're cranking out the perfect website, just like Shakespeare. We had them do a little Shakespeare stuff. We couldn't understand all the thousts and the thous. That's probably
These and
why.
those.
Yeah, that's some shitty work. You know, I heard a fact one time, and it really, like, it made me kind of feel happy and sad. It was like, Shakespeare, everyone's like, oh, he's a great writer. And, like, I don't really get it. I listen to it. It's okay. And I get why they say he's great or whatever. Like, it can be explained to me. I'm not that stupid. But what disappointed me was when I said, the guy, I don't remember who I heard this fact from, but you know who Shakespeare used to compete with back in the day? You know what his like, you think there was other Shakespeares that were, like, making, like, pretty good shit, and he was just doing a little bit better than? Like, right now, there's a show on TV that's, like, really good, but there's a show in the pipe somewhere that's, like, a little bit worse, you know, like almost as good, but it just didn't quite make the cut. There's good shows that aren't making it right now. But back when Shakespeare was writing, like, television for the time or whatever, entertainment for the time, his competition, even though it's kind of stiff in a way, it isn't in a way, because it was just like animals eating animals. They just had, like, crazy shows where they'd have like a fucking monkey riding on a zebra, fighting a fucking pack of hungry dogs. Just some weird shit like that. Did you know that?
Shakespearean TV was probably awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of, again, they were like,
Tuned in all the time.
well, I mean, it was boring compared to the dog eating, but it was at least, like, the only interesting thing. Like, at least it was, like, you could be like, oh, this is interesting. Like, I don't know, it's mentally stimulating.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's kind of mentally stimulating if you're living in that time.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have TVs, but totally, yeah.
It was,
Just came to the Coliseum and just, like...
or they had, like, little private shows, I guess, just like the comedy club type thing, where they just, like, 20 people show up, and they're like, that's enough people to kill. You know, they probably, like, I bet you they had, like, a way they measured it out, Dave. You know what I mean?
They probably did.
Like, there's got to be a certain number, like a star. Like, there's got to be a certain draw in a town for a star to show up. Like, at one of them places, you go in there, and they're like, okay, we got 50 people, that's 2 dogs, a cat, and we'll kill 12 mice.
3 sheep.
3 sheep. But, like, if 1,000 people show up, you're like, oh, we've been saving that elephant. Let's do them. But what heartless motherfuckers. Like, I can't even, you want to hear the most pussiest thing about me? I'm going to share this with you and our viewers, Dave.
Tell the world.
I love my kitties. It's no lie. You guys know I have the hairless babies.
He
I love
loves
my
pussy.
sphinxes. My hairless sphinxes are
We
my
all love
passion.
pussy.
They love me, and I love them back. That's kind of how it works. They loved me first, I think. So it makes it more... So I'm less of a creepy cat person, because they liked me first, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. My point is, when I go to the vet, I can't stand seeing them give the shot to the cat. Even though I know in my head the shot is good, it fucks with me. Because
Why?
I feel bad. Like, it feels like
you're-
like it's hurting the kitty. Like, just that little brief, I can't stand it. And the kitty looks at me like, help me.
What
Help
are
me.
you putting me through, you terrible owner?
Help me stay raised. The cats call me my show name now. Like, no, meow meow. They just look at me like, help me, John. And I can't help them, Dave. And I gotta let them get the shot. I just hardly can stand it.
Me neither.
That's why you don't have no pets.
That's why.
Hmm.
Well, I
Whatever
don't
you
have
can
any-
keep in your beard is what you have for pets, right?
I don't have any pets because
You do have a thick beard.
I do have a thick beard.
we're not-
It will be going away soon.
That's another thing I wanted to get at. If you want to donate money to Man Sharpens Man, get a hold of me and donate some money to the show. You could be looking at me and Dave's beautiful faces right now if we had money to buy, the stuff we need to like point at us as a camera. I don't know what we need, but we don't even care because we're not looking for the stuff we need because we can't get it. So donate some money, help us out, be a sponsor. If you got a business, hook us up, jump on board. We need to inflate this thing like the cost of whatever living. Inflate this thing like the cost of living.
Those bastards.
So the commander and chief forum last night. Let's get back. I don't even know how long we've been talking. We started talking about that. We've been talking for a minute.
10 minutes.
Woo! And then we got off topic.
33
People were
seconds.
like, "Oh no, they were going to tell us about the commander in chief forum." Remember, we started to talk
Yeah,
about
we
it.
started to
some.
talk about it.
Now I didn't watch. I read a couple highlights. It was stupid. You know, one side thing, kind of about the commander in chief. The Washington Post.
The Washington Post.
Okay. Not a big, okay, world, I'm not a big reader, but I'm becoming a bigger reader. That's part of what this is, Dave. Like, I've been reading more than I ever read before right now. All for this show. All the shit I'm doing, getting sharper for this show. I want people to watch me and you evolve.
Boom.
Boom. This is our beginning. Imagine what we're going to end as. Our evolved Pokemon state is going to be ridiculous. Everyone will want to capture us.
Stick around for our big bang.
Yeah, you will not believe. You better capture us now before we evolve, because once we evolve, we'll be more elusive. But anyhow.
But we will not be as lame as the Big Bang Theory.
No.
Guaranteed.
No.
Those fuckwads.
No, but it was all right for a minute.
No, Big Bang Theory is the worst shit in the world.
It was kind of crappy.
It
So
is.
you know what they're going to say. It just makes you feel smart. I think that's what that simple comedy panders to, that simple shit like that. It's like you know so much what they're going to say, you fucking feel smart the minute they say it. Like, I don't know the sciencey shit they're going to say, but when the joke is coming, it's coming for so long.
You
It's
ever watched it without the laugh track?
No,
Yeah.
They make that?
Yeah.
That's available? I'm surprised you can even get that.
I mean, it's on YouTube. I mean, I'd imagine that they, it's probably not like consumer ready. Someone probably took it in their computer and just,
I thought they'd be running that off the
extracted
internet quicker than them naked photos of Leslie Jones. You see, did you get to see any of that? I can't find them. I gotta honestly say I'm looking for them, not for the wrong reasons. Let me clear my throat, America. Sorry about that, Dave.
Yeah.
Not bad manners, just good weed.
What are we talking about?
Leslie Jones? Is
Leslie-
that?
No,
She's
before
that.
that.
Oh, the Washington Post. I'm
Washington
gonna
Post.
get
Yeah,
back to the
what about the
Washington Post.
Washington?
Let me write a little note. Scribble, scribble. But Leslie Jones, she is. Let me just say why I'm looking for a picture, so we don't leave off with people going like, "God damn, you want to see pictures of a naked animal?" Like Leslie Jones. If you seen her running with a child, Dave, you probably would shoot her. Just to be like, if she had a child by the arm, you'd be like, shoot her, just in case sight. No, that's really mean. She's kind of pretty, but I was only looking for her pictures because, yeah, there was pictures of her naked. You can't find them now. Her team scrubbed them off the internet. But the only reason I was looking for them is because, A, I heard about them, someone talking about them through the grapevine. I was like, damn, they were dirty. Like, they hacked her account and she had, like, taken some pretty, like, sounds like some pretty raunchy photos of herself she had saved. It's like stuff I'm not even brave enough to look at myself. I don't even like listening to myself on this recording. I really don't want to listen to my stupid ass. They feel so good. Dave probably likes to listen. Dave probably tries to eavesdrop on me, don't you, Dave?
Yeah.
Dave, you bearded freak. You sick freak, Dave.
Yes.
Ooh, he's starting to get a crush on this girl, guys. People that's listening. Dave is getting a crush on Leslie Jones like I have. No, I don't have a crush, but I just wanted to see if it was real. It's real. They did leak the pictures of her, but her team scrubbed them right off the internet. I'm glad. That's kind of mean.
What happened with the Washington Post?
It was the gay mafia that did it. Not, don't get after me, gay mafia. Woo, gay rights, whatever. I'm down for you. The Washington Post headline. There's a headline, and this is what makes me mad. Like the Washington Post. That name to me, like I said, I don't read a lot. I'm starting to read more, but the Washington Post, that sounds reputable, right? Washington is the capital. Post is like a name I thought they put on like good papers and good cereal. Like I thought Post, there was a certain like standard you had to meet to even put Post on your shit. I don't know. Maybe this would just be Man Sharpens Man, Post. And we can just be all proper. I don't know how this shit works. But what I'm telling you, Dave, is I'm reading this, the headline catches my eye. And I'm going to tell you the headline. It's going to blow your mind. Because, like, pretend like it's in a paper that matters and is, like, believable. Like I thought at the moment I read it.
Yeah.
It said, Trump announces he's not eligible for presidency. That's what the headline said in huge letters. And I read it and I went, holy shit. This dude did it. Like, he has just been fucking with us. He just was pretending to run just to fuck with us and do a bunch of stuff. He doesn't really want to waste his time being president. He understands, how it's more of an ego trip than anything. You don't even get paid that good. I mean, you get a lot of favors and you get money in the end, but I think being president is just ego. But I thought he's done it. He just doesn't give a fuck anymore, and he just quit. And he's telling everyone, ha ha ha, I'm not
Fuck
even
it, I'm
eligible.
done.
Look, here's why I'm not eligible. And you guys didn't even find it. You guys have been yelling at me for saying spick and building walls and stuff, and the whole time, whatever made me ineligible. I have an extra penis or some kind of thing that ineligibles him. So I thought the article was legit because it read,
Inadequately sized.
yeah, it read that Trump announces, not that we announce, but Trump announces he's ineligible for presidency. So I read the article, guess what it says? It says that based on the fact that Donald Trump has said that Hillary Clinton would be ineligible for her presidency based on the fact that she won't disclose how many emails she mailed. And based on that, level of standard or whatever, he shouldn't have to fucking go into the fucking or presidency. But that's not what he said. That's just what they're saying. They're saying by the measure that he's setting, by saying she won't do this, he won't do the same thing, not relaxing his ass, and not releasing his taxes. Exactly. So, if he's going by that standard, then he's ineligible. What the fuck? What do you think about the Washington Post now that I've told you the story? Who wasted their time writing that? I feel like I wasted my time on the show. I might edit this out. I don't know.
I'm sorry, listeners, for that little chunk, that little 3-minute chunk of your life that you'll never get back.
Yeah, but
because I feel like I've had a disservice just listening to State Rays talk about that bullshit for 3 fucking minutes.
But don't you feel like you never want to read the Washington Post now? I've saved you that time.
I don't want to hear Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton's name anymore.
They are horrible.
If I could not talk to my caregiver, here in Michigan, medical marijuana, you have to have a caregiver to get your... I mean, you don't have to, but I have a caregiver. If I could not hear my caregiver talk until after November, I totally would.
Oh, the caregivers up here, especially, I know a lot of people, our listeners so far are probably all Michigan, but if we expand and you listen to archive some of these old episodes and listen to this, and you're not from Michigan, you'll understand if I tell you that when weed is on the ballot, and weed is something that's being discussed, just to kind of clarify, the people that are involved in the sale and distribution, which would be your caregivers and things like that, these people invest time and money and passion, and not to mention a lot of them are patients themselves, so they have a just cause to even want the weed in their lives, but they have the strongest political opinions, and if you want to sit and be bored to death with the most crappiest rantings, the worst thing to me is how can you talk so much about 2 different choices? Do you know how many people, how long would the line be at the cafeteria if there was 2 fucking menu items?
Yeah.
You would be pissed off at the guy in front of you that went, the tuna is super good, but the pastrami would taste better, but it's not as good for you, but it's a safer bet with the tuna. So Donald is the pastrami in this scenario and Hillary is the tuna. But not because of the female thing, because of... I don't want people to think I'm sexist. I'm not calling her a tuna like that. I just caught that. But I'm saying she's the safe one, like the tuna sandwich is safe. And, tuna can go bad. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying there's 2 fucking choices. Get over it. Make your choice. It's done. Don't talk about it too much.
I heard Trevor Noah say that Hillary Clinton was vanilla or something like that, and Donald Trump was sriracha, gross ice cream, something, I don't know.
So someone else has called them ice creams. What was I just calling them?
Sandwiches, lunch items.
Oh, we all call them food, though.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that Hillary has been clearing her throat a shitload? It's in the memes and all the news. She's just she's always clearing her throat.
She's gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Oh, you know what I think it is? I think that she's starting to stretch that throat out, Dave.
Starting to stretch her 70-something-year-old throat out.
Yeah, because it's payback time, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This whole presidency thing has been a sham. All she wants to do is suck dick in the Oval Office. Look, that's what I'm saying. She wants to pay Bill back. The minute she found out that he's in there getting his weenie sucked in the Oval... I know how women are. She's like, this motherfucker. He thinks he can fuck around on me? All right. And that launched her bid to be the first woman president. It's all based on a payback. Like, I guarantee you, when the truth comes out one day, America, our history books will read that our first
No,
lady,
they won't.
yeah,
No, they
our
won't.
first woman president just
It'll
became
be
that
hidden. It'll be it'll be buried so deep until Anonymous brings it out and tells everyone.
We're talking about it like it's a real
Assange,
thing. Like, oh yeah, that's definitely
Julian
real.
Assange WikiLeak that shit.
She's definitely gonna blow it on people in the
and
fucking
the mainstream
thing.
media will pretend it never happened.
No, but I did think that. I was like, man, what if it's all just a payback? Women can get like that. Get kind of shitty though. Like, you hear about women like something shitty happens with their husband, like 8 years later they stab the motherfucker or something like that. They wait. They let it brew for a while. They're not as snappy as men, Dave. You know that.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're recording this.
Wait, we don't know a lot about women. We talk like we know a lot. Dave, we don't have that much knowledge of women.
It's been way too long since I've.
We
had
need
a-
some women guests on the show. When we were talking about guests, Dave, that's what we need, women's.
It's been so long since I've had a girlfriend.
If anyone out there
Many
wants to be
years.
Dave's girlfriend for the show, we're looking for that position to be, or groupie, or would you call them? Would you call them Groupons? What are they called when they do comedy?
Chuckle sluts.
But he will have the respect to call you his chuckle madam, his chuckle miss. His,
So we're recording this on Wednesday, coming out of Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys all had a good Labor Day. Did you have a good Labor Day weekend?
I did. I had a wonderful. I made a lot of like references to women giving birth, because I don't really know what we're celebrating. Are we celebrating the working man? Is that what it is? What'd you guys party at Pond Jam for?
Yeah.
He went to Pond Jam. If you guys are listening to these synchronically, in order, chronographically, then you will remember that Dave was absent because he was at the Pond Jam.
Yeah, what the plan was to go out to Pond Jam. It's a campground owned by some people in Michigan Normal. So it's like a private chunk of land, and it's beautiful, and it's paradise, and there's a lot of marijuana being smoked there. A lot of pot.
The beginning entry part of it isn't paradise, but once you get to the area that Dave got to, there's a gated area he told me about where you eat some mushrooms at. Shortly after that, then you're in the paradise part, right? Isn't that how that actually
It's
works?
all paradise.
Oh, okay.
It's like Dante's Inferno, like the 7 layers of hell, but it's like Dante's paradise.
It's like a
Just
better
get
than sex
higher
cake.
and higher, and it gets better and better.
Delicious layers.
Yeah, but I went down there, and I went around there. I'm not gonna tell you where it is, but
He didn't go down while
We
he was
went
there. He
there.
took money with him, so he was fine.
Yeah. No
he didn't
going
need to
down.
earn any on the fly.
But I had the intention to go there and then meet up with some Michigan Normal people and go up to the Mackinac Bridge on Labor Day and walk it, because I can now. But it didn't play out that way. I found myself, just rides were scarce, and other substances were more available, and I chose to use other substances, and it was a fun, swell time.
So he just walked in place and pretended he was a bridge.
Yeah. Well, actually, they had a bridge there, and they did a bridge walk.
Just had to do it multiple times. Was it a short bridge?
It was a short bridge.
Riding the short bridge. Young Dave riding the short bridge.
I ride the short bridge all the days.
All the day long. Well, I'm glad you went to Pond Jam. I was kind of wanting to go out there and record, but I have kitteny stuff. I got to keep an eye on. America knows. I don't fuck around. I'm an ex-convict. I ain't no clown. But I had to stay home and take care of my baby kitties, Dave. I love my kitties. Oh, there's the bridge they have. They have a hippie bridge with a hippie shake going on and a shit ton of hippie people crossing it. See, Dave, I love that you have... Oh, look at the one guy that's going to jump in. The guy that's most comfortable with taking his shirt off is always the one guy that goes swimming. I see in the picture there, as usual. Yup, look. Look, young Abs is the one guy in the whole picture with his shirt off.
They own the property right there.
If you're the one guy in a crowd with your shirt off, it's going to be two things. You're either getting arrested soon, or you got better abs than everyone around you.
No arrests happened at this.
Oh, no arrests at Pond Jam also?
No arrests at Pond Jam. A few people got kicked out, though.
Damn, you got to be kind of rowdy to get kicked out of the pond, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Dave told me, tell him what everyone brings to Pond Jam for people to sit on, Dave. What'd you sleep on?
Oh, I slept on a couch.
And was there plenty of those there?
I mean, there was a decent amount of them. I mean, there wasn't enough for everybody.
That is hilarious, though.
Yeah.
See, the Pond Jam is held in one of those little podunk hillbilly towns that usually the inhabitants of have a small pile of couches and old office chairs and computer monitors in their backyard. Well, I think what Pond Jam is an opportunity for everyone to haul those items out to the woods and claim they're just helping the party. A woods full of couches, Dave. Did they take their couches back, Dave? Did people load their couches back up?
I didn't see anyone load their couch back up.
Ooh, if you want a free couch, check out the pond in Mansalona where they pond jammed it. I bet you there's a ton of free couches out there right now.
No, there's no free couches out there. They reuse those. You know, they just probably put them in storage or something.
Probably.
But
I'm just talking shit. You know, I've seen couches for, like, people give them for free out by the road.
Yeah,
and the
happens
fucking
all
couch,
the time.
yeah, but the couch will sit there and I'll
Get all
witness it.
rained on
Oh
it.
yeah, rain, all kinds of stuff. Like a homeless person will sleep on it for 2 days, and then like it'll be dry for a week straight, and the homeless people will be living in a different area, and like somebody will drive by and be like, "Oh, look at that couch they just put out," and they'll take it, and it smells fresh. Because
Yeah.
when you let a couch, like I know from growing up poor, if you leave a couch out in the rain for a few days and then out in the sun for a few weeks,
Nature cleans it.
oh my gosh, the ozone, it just gives it that line, that just off the line scent, fresh off the line.
Yeah. Out at Pond Jam, they had 2 stages, and then they had this top of the hill thing, which was
Stage 1 was mushrooms and stage 2 was Molly.
well, stage 2 was definitely mushrooms.
Oh, well, thank goodness it ended there.
Yeah.
But stages like for like for performing,
yeah,
they had
yeah,
because it was music,
there
just
was-
music, or
there
was there other
40
crap?
bands out there. It was let me think. It was like Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Maybe we should just say fuck this, trying to do podcasts and stuff, and just learn an instrument and go compete. How many bands was there?
40.
That's a lot of fucking competition
Yeah,
in the
so
music
they had
industry.
the 2 stages, so that way they could just alternate.
Like
know,
a
one
mini-
band would get done, the other band would just start.
It's like
playing.
a little miniature Woodstock almost.
Yeah, and then
Was it a genre of music so our listeners can kind of know what kind of music we might have
I
had
mean,
here?
it was
I
like a
feel
lot
like
of-
it was hippie folk music, but I want to
No, I mean it was everything really. There was a lot of like rock and roll. There was some blues. There was like acoustic stuff, and then there was so that was the 2 stages, and they started playing music at like 10:30 in the morning, and went to because I slept on a couch which was like right in front of a stage, and they were playing music till like 3:30 in the morning. So then it comes around like 6, 7 in the morning. You're like, all right, I'm ready to go to sleep. And then you wake up like 2 hours later and you go sit next to the fire and do as many stoner speedballs as you can. You know what those are? It's where you drink a bunch of coffee and you smoke a bunch of joints. That's a stoner speedball.
I've done, the way to really ratchet that up, and I know this is a prison trick, and I've done it in the world once, but we should do it, Dave. You take instant coffee, like some Maxwell House or Folgers or whatever, the freeze-dried shit,
Yeah.
the crystals.
You just need the hot water.
Yep, you just take that and lightly moisten it. Don't make coffee out of it. Make the nastiest goo you can out of it.
Make mud out of it.
Not even like a tar, like a thick paste.
Like a grout.
Yeah, just a few drips. Make a caffeine grout. Roll it into a ball and make sure you got chaser water, Dave. If you don't have water, you're gonna not like it because it tastes bad. I don't even know what to liken it to. Like it tastes so bad that it's what I compare other shit to. I'm like, that tastes as bad as eating coffee straight. But that shit, you put that coffee ball in your mouth, drink it down, swallow it like an oversized pill, and that shit hits you, man. Like, it hits you.
When I was a younger person in college, what I would do is I would take Mountain Dew and I would put the instant coffee grounds in it and I would drink it like that. It was terrible. It was so gross, but I used it to stay up.
It
It was my fuel.
if it helps you stay up, there's people that are eating giraffe tails and ground up fucking rhinoceros bones to stay up.
Yeah.
With a boner, I'm talking about. Not stay awake. They're willing to do anything to get an erection in today's world. Now, didn't you... Now, can we talk about your shrooms, Dave? Can we talk about your shrooms? You don't feel like you're going to get erected? All of these things we talk about, Dave, are just hypothetical
Allegedly.
skits. Right, and this
Allegedly.
is all... This really is more of a skit show if you're listening and you're an agent that gives a shit, or you've been tipped off and quit listening to me. Let the Christ compel you. Like that burns his ears and he's got to quit.
Christ compelled.
Somebody told me, like, if they ask them if they're a cop, they got to tell you, and if you throw holy water on them, and they're
Bullshit.
and they're a narky cop.
We're not trying to disinform the community. They don't have to tell you they're a cop.
No, hell no, they don't. They could tell you that they're your brother or something. I think they're allowed to, like, have sex with you. But anyhow, they might even be, well, I don't know what they're allowed to do. Who knows? I hope that they're not allowed to mess with people as poor as me because I'm not a good financial investment. When I was young and they threw me in prison, that was a good idea for them because I had a young, strong back. I had got some good years of hard labor on me. But now, I'm just an old has-been. Like, if I was old with money, they had to have something to go after. But I'm not a good target. But Dave is a much bigger target. Tell us about your...
A 246-pound target.
Tell us about this hypothetical guy that you met at Pond Jam that decided that you needed to jam a few mushrooms in your mouth. Because I love it. I love it. I love the sketchy drugs. Like, there's a lot of people that might be listening to this, Dave, that, don't ever have any interest in doing mushrooms because they really don't want to, like, talk to the gin, and they don't want to open their third eye and all that weird shit that happens when you start eating too many shrooms. But they don't want to take the risk of getting in trouble.
Yeah, because I mean it's something. If you get caught, it's like a 10-year felony.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean,
yeah.
There's so many bad drugs that it's such a bad statement in one way, but I feel like everyone should just have control of their own conscience. I'm sorry, but if you're allowed to drink to the point people drink to, I mean, come on. There's no other drug, nothing. You can't do too much of any other drug. I mean, there's drugs that can make you act about like that, but if you do that much drinking, like, think about the drunkest motherfucker you've ever seen. Like, they're willing to do the dumbest shit. They're all over the place. They think they're a fucking king of the world and shit. You know, and it's like, there's not that many drugs that are worse than that.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I don't want them drugs on the street. I don't want people doing them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to promote bad drugs. Just saying, shouldn't you just have control over how your own brain is working? If you wanna poison it and put some weird shit in there, go for it. You know? Like, I guess my thing is, like, that's why I've always liked gay dudes. Like, gay listeners, I love you guys. Like, you guys make it so, like, especially for you, Dave, you're still in the hunt. Dave is still, like we were talking about earlier, what about gay guys? There's no competition for you. If anything, it's like a backup plan for you.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to be gay, but I'm just saying. I've always thought that, like, I know it's mean, but I've always felt like if you found out you were gay, it'd be like, you know, finding out that you're just never going to own a car or something bad. Like if you have epilepsy, or, like, you know, as a kid,
Never
you grow
gonna get
up,
a driver's license.
you're like, oh, this epilepsy really sucks, and then everyone starts getting their driver's license, and you're like, oh, it fucking sucks way worse than I thought, because I don't get to drive, fuck this. And I've always just been, like, that's a super mean way to think, but I've always just been like, I don't really think that way, like, my brain thinks that way without letting me have a say in it, but it's like, oh, if the poor people that realize they're gay, they're probably just like, god damn, butt sex? Instead of, you know, I don't know, I just don't, I feel like it'd be such a disappointment. It's like, oh, I gotta settle for this? Guys are gross to me. I mean, I'm gross.
People are
I guess I
gross.
judge everyone by my stand. I'm clean, but I feel like I'm gross compared to women. I see women, they're beautiful, clean, nice things. I'm disgusting. I'm a filthy animal. If I was a woman, I feel like,
slob.
ugh, I barely even wash my cup out. Like, I just drink coffee out of the same cup day after day. I don't even care if it's got a little of the ring. Who cares? It's a coffee ring. Who cares? I just put more coffee in it.
Yeah. Who cares?
I would probably wash my cooch way more than my coffee cup. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be a clean girl, Dave. There's just no way.
Dirty girl.
Yeah, dirty girl.
Dirty girl.
It's too easy to be a slut, too. I wouldn't be a slut. I'd be like other girls that aren't sluts. There's a lot of non-sluts, probably because it's so easy. See, that's the thing, is you go with what it's not easy to be. See, you want to bang a lot of chicks because that's not happening. It's not easy for you. So it's what you want.
I don't.
See, so you aspire to be a slut, kind of, maybe?
I don't know.
I forgot we were soliciting.
We are the worst at keeping on topic.
We are. We were soliciting a girlfriend for you, and then we start talking about how slutty you are. That's
we were talking
horrible.
about jam, and then we were talking about mushrooms.
Yes, we need to get back,
Post.
and you need to tell us your mushroom story, the finale of your mushroom story, because that is great. See, we'll get back to everything. That's the pause. Like, remember I was telling you about old Paul Harvey?
Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
Yeah, well, see, he used to dick tease like that. If you caught the wrong part of his show, it's like he had a show that he did in two halves. You would listen to the radio, you'd hear the first half, and then if you didn't happen to be listening to the radio at the right time, you didn't even get to hear how the story ended.
Shitty.
Shitty. And it was always one of the titillating stories.
Shitty, bang, bang.
Shitty. Well, tell us about your mushrooms now. Let's get on to a non-shitty story and wrap this episode up. Let's talk about your shroom story.
I was in the woods, and I came across a fellow, and I came across two fellows, actually, there was multiple people.
Now, did they say to you, hey, I got some mushrooms for sale? Or did, like, someone tell you those dudes over there might have something or something?
I may
Like,
have
how does
been
that go?
asking around, you know?
So you were asking, and then, like, they heard you were looking and came and got you?
I just asked the right person, and the right person knew the right person.
They led you the right way.
Yeah.
So you asked someone that knew someone, basically.
I asked my friend, who introduced me to his friend, who then introduced me to the Mushroom Man.
Dang, it's hard to make it down them lines sometimes. I mean, Dave does not look like a cop, though.
No.
If Dave was a cop, he was injured during the fight, and like he's been on the couch, you know, with post-traumatic stress for a while.
On desk duty.
He's on desk duty, and they just snuck him in the field. But he doesn't have the look of a cop. That's
But
why
that was the
you
guy,
worked your way up the ranks. Good. That's not easy to do.
That was the successful one. The first person, because I did comedy at this place, so everyone knew me as the comedian guy. So you know, like I was cool with a lot of people. So I just like walk up to people like, hey, you know where any mushrooms are? And then
and not just shit growing around on the ground.
Yeah. So I asked the dude. I was like, hey, and he was partying out. He was you know walking around without his shirt on. He was feeling it. And I was like, hey, you know where any mushrooms are? And he just kind of like shook his head, smiling. And then he just like went over to his buddy who was next to him. He's like, hey. And so I talked to this guy, and this guy had a fucking weird name like Sink or, you know, fucking like Spirit, you know, like
State raised. Oh no, more something more like an Indian thing.
Yeah,
like,
it was something.
I thought it was something
you know,
like me.
White kid wearing a fucking robe out in the middle of the woods.
Pretending he's an Indian.
You know, he wasn't pretending. There was a shaman out there. I did talk to a shaman.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, old man
Was
shaman.
he ultra soft?
Yeah.
Shaman ultra soft?
Yeah.
That's so corny.
But, so this first guy I talked to, I was like, hey man, you got any mushrooms? He's like, yeah, I do, but I already filled my orders for the day, so get a hold of me later. And then I talked to my friend.
What the fuck? A responsible ass mushroom deal? I've already filled my orders for the day?
I don't have any left. That's what he told me.
Jeez.
He's like, but I'll have more. And so I talked to my
Sounds
friend.
like you're like calling the bread company trying to like get some. That sounds so professional for a mushroom guy, but.
And he looks so unprofessional.
Yeah.
But so.
Young spirit wolf here.
Yeah, so I talked to my friend who lives in the area. I'm not going to tell you how big the area is, but he lives in the area. And so because we walked back to his camp, and I was like, hey man, you know where I can get any? And he's like, yeah. So he, talked to his friend, and his friend's like, yeah, dude, I'm going to get you some. And so I had to follow this guy around all night because he was going to hook me up. And he kept like getting off track. He was trying to do other things, and then he had a bag of them, and he came up to me and he's like, here you go, man, just take whatever you wanted. And he handed it to me, and I was like, how much is here? Because I made it clear that I didn't want to, like, I wanted to take some there, but I didn't want to trip out there because, like, I like mushrooms a lot. It's an experience, it's something you gotta be in a quiet space, and you gotta fucking...
And you gotta trust the people around you.
Yeah.
You don't want to wake up and find empty condom wrappers in the bushes.
Yep. So
and there's just guys at the party.
So the eventually, after following this guy around for like probably 40 minutes, I don't even know how long it was. It was woods time, so it doesn't really matter. We
what happens in the woods stays in the woods. It's another trick.
So he brings me into the main area where all
the main woods.
The main stage where all the bands are
playing.
I'm
under this picturing like near where the Smurfs live.
Under this canopy where a bunch of people are sitting.
Near where the Smurfs are.
And a bunch of kids sitting at this table
watching Smurfs on
wearing
DVR.
hoodies and shit. And then all of a
Wearing
sudden,
hoodies, asking to get shot.
and all of a sudden, the guy, he goes over, he talks to this guy across the table, and he just like nods his head, and he reaches in his backpack, and he kind of like slides my guy this bag, and then he's trying to be all quick and all like all sleek and shit, and try to do the deal. So I'm sitting next to this guy who has the bag now, and he kind of like passes it under the table to me, and I'm trying to be all fucking all coy and shit as well. So like I have the money in my hand, and I'm trying.
Oh, you with your mushrooms.
And I'm trying to like slip it to him, and I like put it on his thigh.
Trying to slip him the
and
shroom.
I'm
Oh, you're
touching-
trying to slip him the cash. He's trying
Yeah.
to slip you the shroom.
Yeah, he gave me the bag of shrooms,
yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
And I was
The
trying.
portobellos, we'll
Yeah.
call them.
And I was trying the shiitakes.
He was seeking out cooking mushrooms to
Yes.
cook spaghetti.
Yes, and so like
I feel like the fucking mushrooms were there the whole time. They were just yanking your dick. They wanted to make sure you were persistent and really wanted
I
them.
had to chase him down.
They made you walk the path before you
Yes.
got them, basically. That's what it was. It was a path. They made you prove that you really wanted them.
It was worth it.
Hell yeah. And like we said, they were just cooking mushrooms. Dave, I'm going to finish this up. Look at how much time we've been on here. I'm going to wrap this up. But I got to tell you about mushrooms. I've told you we bring our people the news. Like, we're not real specific about dates and times because, we're two people. We can't do a lot of research. Send us some money. We can do better research. But let me tell you my story, Dave. This fucking old lady, I just heard about this.
Oh,
It's
the
shroom
nursing
related. Yeah.
Let me finish. Let me finish my Pond Jam story.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah,
hold
so
on.
what-
I didn't know there was more. I thought it kind of ended after you got him.
No, I ended up.
Because I know you didn't trip hard. You already told me that, which is safe. You did the safe bet.
I microdosed a little bit while
Yeah.
I was there.
Mhm.
And so I was walking around and just, taking in everything and watching the music, and there was a bunch of like rope lights hanging up around the place, and it was dark, and then that with the stars, it was so beautiful. And at one point, I sat on this couch, just like out in the middle of the woods, watching the band play, and I was the only person on this couch. And this big dude comes up and sits next to me, and he goes, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I just had to sit down." I'm like, "It's cool," and I'm in the middle of some mushrooms, so like I'm in my own world, and I just kind of like give him a thumbs up, don't really talk to him, and so from more discussion came down to it that he was riding out some acid. If
When
you
you're
will.
sitting there and you're both high on psilocybin or whatever like that, you can communicate through your psyllium, I think. That's like
Yeah.
the mushroom. You're
And
communicating
we had
like the mushrooms communicate through your
we were-
psylliums.
both riding those trips, just giggling in unison about shit. And I was looking for some people. I told you.
Oh
there's
my
like
God,
the,
I think you might have had your soulmate, Dave, and you passed it up. That might have been the
He was
guy.
pretty gangster.
Whoa,
Pretty gangster.
you don't want that. You
Yeah.
want to be a top.
But so, anyways, I was walking around high on mushroom, allegedly high on mushroom.
Low on cooking supplies
And
and
so I was.
high on
I
life.
told you there was this top of the hill like performance area, and it was a 1/4 mile walk away from like all the other stuff, but it was sand and it was all uphill, and it was like steep uphill shit. And you get up there, it was a fucking terrible walk, but I did it. Walked up there. And I walked inside, and it was the coolest thing ever. It was like this igloo hut type thing, and there was a fireplace in the middle of it. It was the coolest shit ever. But I walked up there looking for my people. They weren't there. So I walked up there. I sat down for like 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, we'll just go back down.
See, that's the thing. I'm going to wrap up with that point
Yes.
right there. That's a beautiful point, Dave. Pothead, mushroom-eating hippies got all this energy to build these stages and put on shows and put this cool place you're describing out, and they're high on, by society's judgment and standard, they shouldn't be doing shit besides
we're
sitting around
failures.
lazily. But now, like crackheads, they pick up a bunch of driftwood and maybe build like a teepee they can all sit in and smoke crack, but that's it. They draw the line. They're not putting on a concert. They're hiding. Like, that's why weed and shrooms and shit, it's just some good shit. It's some mind-expanding shit. Now, of course, there's a potential for abuse there, just like there is if you marry a mouthy woman. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take the chance, Dave.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't take the chance.
It grows in the dirt.
Try it out, listeners. If you haven't smoked a little weed, maybe don't try shrooms out right away. If you're going to try shrooms, make sure you're with someone safe. But try it out, people. You should try it out. Oh, I got to tell you
Look
about
at
that old
Terrence
lady.
McKenna.
But make sure you're getting them from somebody reliable, or you grow them yourself. Goddamn, Dave can identify mushrooms. He's good at this. Like, he understands they naturally grow in his beard, so he sees them quite frequently. He just didn't have any. But if you're gonna get some, Dave, I'm telling these people they need to make sure they know what they're getting. Make sure you know what you're getting, because you could eat some shit that could kill you in seconds. There's some dangerous ass mushrooms out there. That old lady that I was telling you about, she fucking picked mushrooms out of the yard and made spaghetti for the nursing home and
What state
killed.
was that in?
Oh, I don't know what state she was in. She was probably in a fucking state of fucking delirium. But I know what you're asking. You should look at maybe look that up real quick as I sign off, and I'll look over my notes and make sure I'm not fucking missing anything. But this lady just goes and picks some mushrooms, and she don't know any better. She throws them in the sketty. Like, no one knows what motivated her. They don't think that she was trying to kill anyone. None of that shit. They just think that it happened. Like, she just didn't know no better. And so that just shows you how dangerous mushrooms are. So don't go getting mushrooms just like Dave did. Don't go chain of command, playing telephone, getting shot down, going to the next guy. But if you do, it will make a good story, because drug hunting, it makes a good story.
California.
Oh, it happened in California. See, it really happened. What date did it happen? 4 people she killed. Did she kill herself too?
That's a 2012 story.
I knew it wasn't relative.
You told me it was.
No, I just heard about it. It's new to me. And that's one thing you learn in prison, is that if you ain't seen it, it's new to you. See? You got to make the best of your situation. And I had never heard of that. People haven't heard of that. It doesn't have to be current news. Like, no one's trying to go to this lady's funeral, these people's funeral. Listeners, we bring you the interesting news, not the current news. We bring you not the cutting edge stuff, but the stuff you care about.
4 deaths.
4 deaths. Damn. She is a thug old lady. What a horrible... That'd be horrible if that was your grandma. Oy.
In a soup.
In a soup. See, I thought it was spaghetti, too. I got the thing wrong. What a nasty... You know that shit didn't taste good. People ate that shit to be nice. 4 people died from being polite. If you're eating something that tastes like ass, spit it out. And, if you're eating something in the future that tastes wrong, don't fucking eat it. It's gonna kill you. My mom come over the other day, Dave. I love you, Mom. She fucking just tearing the mold off a slice of cheese. Oh, it grows in mold, she said, or something she told me. And it's based in some kind of fact, but the other fact is I had another pack of cheese without mold on it. And it's like, Mom, I love you enough to give you a non-moldy piece, and she wouldn't let me. She's so old school, Dave, she's stuck.
I do that, too.
Well, you do it out of poorness. She does it out of stubborn oldness.
I do it out of stubbornness. Even if I had enough money to buy non-expired food.
See how humble we are, America? Send us some money. We will not waste it. We will tear mold off our cheeses.
I opened up a package of...
I told you should date my mom, Dave. You're always against that.
I'm okay. I lived in a nursing home. I have my taste in older women.
Right in, America.
Able to play bingo.
Man Sharpens Man at gmail77@gmail.com. Write in and let Dave know that you would love him to at least take my mom out for a couple dates. I'll follow him, like whatever that cheaters show was. But you guys aren't really cheating on anything. My mom's cheating death. Yeah, that's the show will open. All right, let's wrap this one up, Dave.
Let's get out of
We're
here.
cheating death ourselves. We've been on here forever. If people ain't already turned us off, they should by now.
Yes.
All right, that wraps it up. We love you guys. Man Sharpens Man. Peace, pot, and microdot.